So looking at the second example, all we have to do here, the only difference is that we've got two polynomials being multiplied by a monomial, and then we're going to end up combining like terms. It's going to be a few more steps, but the steps themselves are going to be very similar to what we just did in the last example, so it shouldn't be too much harder than what we just did. So you can see I've got 2p times the quantity of negative 4p squared plus 5p. Obviously I'm going to have to distribute in this first one. So 2p times negative 4p squared, multiply my constants together, I get negative 8. Multiply the variables together, I get p to the third power. Then I get 2p times positive 5p, I get positive 10, so plus 10. P times p gives me my p squared. Then I've got to distribute in the second one. Remember, don't ignore the sign in front of the 5. We've got this negative 5 that we're distributing. So I've got negative 5 times the quantity of 2p squared plus 20. So the first thing I do is I take negative 5 and multiply it by 2p squared. That gives me negative 10p squared. And then I take negative 5 times positive 20. That gives me negative 100. Just distributing this negative 5. Then the last thing I have to do is combine like terms. If you notice, there are only two like terms here. I've got positive 10p squared and negative 10p squared. And that actually becomes pretty easy to simplify because 10p squared minus 10p squared is just 0. So we end up with negative 8p to the third power minus 100. And that's your answer. All we did, we started out by distributing. Once we had distributed, you combined like terms. Again, concepts you've already seen, just now we're dealing with variables being raised to different powers, but since we've already talked about how to multiply variables by each other, not the most tricky thing we will do.